Alright, so it's the next day, and I got all my gear back. I had a backup elytra, so I didn't have to go get one of those. Since I did do a lot of end busting, we have like 8 spare, or something like that. But we had to get a new helmet, which just needs respiration, because I don't have a book for that. Our legs are back to where they were, and then our boots are back to where they were as well, because I actually found these on top of one of the concrete generators, or the water stream, so we got that back. We still have down a pickaxe and everything, but I'm not too worried about it since I still do have some backups, and my sword is perfectly back to normal as well, which is just ridiculous, but it's fine. And good thing I only had like 2 different things on me, so I didn't lose pretty much anything. So yeah, we're back to normal. I still want to get a storage going, but yeah, I'm not used. Well, I might do it. I might do this episode. I might start off with that, so I can actually start building with concrete instead of stone bricks. But yeah, we'll see what we go from here. I do not know what I'm going to do at all for this episode, so we're going to figure out as we go. Alright, so I figured out what we're going to do. We're going to build a goat farm on top of the nether. So the first thing we need to do is get on top of the nether, and what we have here is just some ladders with some blocks behind us right here. Looking at block 127 on the Y, on the left side of our screen, we're literally going to hold forward, and we're up, just like that. It's so simple. So now with the 115 feature, we can link a portal on top of here with a portal in the overworld, so we never have to break bedrock again. So I'm going to get these cords down, and then we should be able to get one on top of another. So I might just go place it on top of my mob spawner, and hopefully that should link up. So let's go see if that actually works. So we can't use the one on the ground to get onto the roof, which I thought would have happened. So let's see if this one still links, and it does. So that's all I care about. As long as I can get to the top of the nether, I am perfectly fine with it. So what we need to do is we need to get a bit high in the air, so we got some netherrack with us. I'm going to go check what coordinate I need to get on the Y, and then we can start building the farm because I have the schematic of it. So let's get to it. Alright, we're at the right height, and our first block that we place over here is at 243, so we do this because then our top block of the farm is at 256, so we barely load anything on the ground. So we don't have to worry about that. So the reason I'm using the schematic is because the levels are at different places all the time. So instead of trying to figure this out, I am just using the schematic, so I can easily do this by myself. So this is my design. It's by ilmango. Link to him will be definitely in the description down below. And we're going to get to this. So I might do a time lapse. We'll see how it turns out. So here we go.
We lost our minds in the darkness of night. We live to die. We lose our souls every day. We lost our minds. We don't remember what's wrong and what's right. What's right. The world is dead, but we stay. 'Cause we are born as living fights. We live to die. We live to die. Surrounded by the night, we live to die. We are shadows in the neon light. We are shadows in the neon light.
Alright, so I hope those time lapse turned out well, and the whole doughnut, as we like to call it, is in place. And now what I have to do is just build the AFK area, which is why we left this little hole in the center right here. And that's pretty simple. The only thing that I have a problem with is doing the storage system, because we're in the nether and we can't place water, so we have to use these slime block pushers that the blocks land on this. We have to push them like this across ice and align it somehow, so it's going to be a bit challenging, but we're going to figure it out. And yeah, so we don't need to worry about all this redstone right here unless you want to add it, the same dropper system like that. But yeah, this is just basically counted. So every time we get a pulse right here, it would count to 3 like we have at the blast chamber in the concrete and then end dimension. So every third item that gets dispensed, we would send a signal to the block pusher underneath, which will push the items into the storage. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go with that again. I don't want to just repeat something like that. But yeah, we'll see. We're gonna get this AFK area all built up, and then we should be ready to go. Alright, so the center spot is all in, as you can see right here. And what we did was also did the unloaders right here, so I still have to put the redstone in for the slime block pushers and everything. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have them drop. You can see we got dispenser or droppers right here. They're facing downwards. So what I'm going to try to do is take this signal I'm getting from this every third one, and then just push the slime blocks to the center right here. Hopefully that works and they get just enough momentum that they just plop right down. And then we're going to make storage somewhere underneath here. But yeah, we're gonna get the mine carts in first. We're gonna get 25 in each of the 4 wings, so it's 100 mine carts total. So yeah, we'll get to that, and then we can see how everything else plays out. And we might test it before we get to storage, and just to see if it's working or not. Okay, the 100 mine carts are in place, and I almost forgot one important thing, because I almost turned off my that's not right. Looks like my schematic got moved a little bit, so I'm going to have to try to replace it. That shouldn't have happened. Gold farm load. Let's see if this is right spot. Yep, looks like it's back to normal. Well, that was weird. So what I need to do now is I need to get some. I have the iron golems to lure the magma cubes that spawn off to the edge and to let them despawn. And I also need to get some pigmen right here in this location to keep the aggro chain while I am AFK in the center. So that shouldn't be too bad, but let's see how it goes. Alright, so everything is all done besides the storage. All the pigmen are in place. Iron golems are also in place. We have the gas proofing on the top with these glass spaced out every 2 blocks, which also prevents the large magma cubes from spawning. And everything's all set. We got the killing chamber in the center, the golems to lure the magma cubes to the side, and then the aggro pigman on the side as well. And yeah, so we're ready to give this a test. We don't want to fall in there or else we are going to die. So let's get in the center. Up here, shoot an arrow. You could use snowballs as well. And there we go. So now all we have to do is just stand right here, and we should start to see them dying. Let's actually turn that down. It's a bit loud for me. I don't know how loud it is for you, but it is really loud. But yeah, XP is coming in. And now we can mend everything we need without having to even swing a sword or anything. It looks like some of them over there are not dying. Right here. I don't know what's going on. So it looks like we still have some little fine-tuning to do. There's still some pigmen that aren't dying. But yeah, I mean, it's working for right now. So some passive XP. It looks like the aggro chain is working, or is working actually. There are some pigmen that are still standing there, but they do eventually get aggroed. But yeah, this is great. So off to the storage now. Alright, so everything's in. We did some little bit of testing. As you can see at my levels, I'm 250 D1. So I have been using this a little bit. So what we can do now is we can go down to where everything happens. And yep, so what happens, we took the output from our dispensers right, or our droppers right here. We did the same thing over here. So every third time when item goes through, we send the slime block pusher, which is right here. So we take the signal that we get on the output on that observer in the top left corner, right there. And we just do observer tower with the redstone dust on top, and the observer observes the redstone dust being powered, and we get a signal to our slime block pusher right here. Which then at the same time send another one signal, same thing, just down another floor again to where that is done. And this is on all four sides. So you can see it's on all four sides right here. And if we go to the other side over here, we can see that it's funneling to the center right here, where we push it forward again on this one on a 16 clock or 16 redstone tick delay, which powers this sticky piston right here, pushing them into the slime or into the honey block where they fall slowly and get aligned in the middle right here. So making use of the honey blocks here. You could also use chests, but I decided to use honey blocks since I had them on hand. And yep, so it's not 100% because it's gone every 3 items, not every item. So we push them on this packed ice right here, and they get sent all the way across. And this is like just the right length to where that drops end right on this lava right here. And this is all covered just because the zombies that can spawn down here and everything, so it's spawn proof for that. And we got our standard item storage right here. We have about 15 for gold nuggets, 1 for the gold bars, 1 for the pigman heads, and then we have 3 for iron flesh because it's not 100% needed for me. I'll keep some of it, not all of it. So yeah, that's that. Our storage is all set up. We have about a good amount of storage here. So we got 7 times 20, so 140 double chests, or actually 7 times 15. So we got a good amount for there for gold nuggets. We got a good amount of bars already, which is pretty good. And we got some heads, and then we got a bunch of rotten flesh that's just gonna stockpile up and eventually get deleted by lava, which I'm fine with. And yeah, we got a good amount of gold nuggets already. Obviously, it's not the fastest thing in the world because you're not losing looting, but it's a nice AFK-able drops. So it is 1 o'clock in the morning for me, and I'll probably wake up about 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, and we'll see how many drops we get in that time. You can see it's working wonderful. Alright, so it's about 9 hours later from the last clip, and I literally just woke up, so if my voice sounds different, that is why. And I did die in the first 30 minutes somehow, and it's because of a zombie or something. And it looks like our rate has been going downhill because there's a lot of chicken ones up here. And they don't seem to be wanting to fall off of there. So I don't know what's wrong. This is a step or a block for ilmango. So I don't know why they have suddenly lost all aggro to me. So we still have the 3 there, the 3 on that side, the 3 on that side, and the 3 on that side, so I don't know. Let's see if I hit them if they go any, they want to do anything. I don't know what that is, so I have to look into that. But let's go see our drops for 9 hours or so. So the 6 now we're at level 300. Would be a lot higher, but we did die, like I said, like an hour or something into it. And I came back and saw that right before I went to sleep. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, almost 12 with double chest full of gold nuggets. That's nice. How many bars do we have? That's pretty good. Just in bars is nice. 26 of pigman heads. This is probably close to being filled. Yeah, pretty close to it. Yeah, almost 12 with double chest of rotten flesh too. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. I mean, everything is done for our gold farm. Now all I need to craft all this stuff into gold ingots and then gold blocks, and then yeah, that's everything done. So make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.